Can we talk about that finish? Can we talk about that finish? Hey, Austin Hill, the 21 gets eliminated by 21 points because he lost his 21 playoff points. Hey, Raging Knuckles, can we talk about that finish real quick? So, like, I'm sitting on my couch, right? Just waiting. I'm like, all right, you know what, Chastain, it's over. He'll probably try to wreck Hamlin going into, you know, the final chicane. And then this man literally pulls a Jimmy Johnson and Martin Truex Jr. 2018. And literally, which actually is probably what Jimmy should have done in 2018. He should have just went backwards. And he probably would have had a better chance of winning the race if he'd done it that way. But, oh my god, we have so much to talk about. Let me see if the results are on NASCAR.com yet. Yep, here they are. Let's just jump straight into it. So, we'll start. Okay, if you want to know why I went quiet, it's not because background music disappeared. So I'm not sure exactly why that's the case, but we'll worry about that later. So, SVG won at a road course. Shocker. Everyone knew that was going to happen. Larson finished second. Hopefully this shuts people up about Larson being on a slump. You know, again, there's a difference between a Kyle Larson slump, which is still running top 10, still finishing top 5, still competing for the win, and a Kyle Busch slump. Caden, if you're watching this, I'm talking to you right now, where your driver is lucky to finish 15th most weeks. My driver's slump and your driver's slump aren't the same thing. But, I mean, let's be honest here. Larson, he tried. He was beating and banging with SVG throughout that entire final run to get the win. And, I mean, it's SVG at a road course. But I will say, I like the strategy that Larson was doing at the end. You know, you're not going to beat SVG straight up, so if you could find a way to give yourself some sort of an advantage with how bad the tire wear was today, then you got to do what you got to do, and that's what Larson tried doing with the tire advantage. So I'll give him credit. You know, it's like, hey, you're not going to beat the 88 straight up. Everyone knows that, so try to give yourself an advantage one way or another. That's exactly what Larson did, so credit to the 5 team. Hamlin needs to be suspended. What for? What did Denny do? Because he passed Chastain? Because Chastain had terrible tires? Let them think he's in a slump. Only funnier when he finally wins. Exactly. Logano should not be in the round of 8. If you said this last year, I would agree. But this year, I'll get to Joey later on. But yeah, I mean, Logano, he's in the round of 8. Christopher Bell in 3rd. I talked about it a lot. I've been waiting ever since March for that 20 team to show some consistent winning speed. And ever since they won at Bristol, besides Loudon, he has been doing that. He was running up front at Kansas. Loudon, he didn't qualify well, and he just ran bad. But at the Roval, he was running up front, up there with Larson, up there with SVG. This is the 20 I've been expecting to see for much of the season. The 20 we haven't seen since he won those 3 races in a row. And that's why I had him out in the round of 8. This 20 team that we've seen since these playoffs started is the championship team I expect out of the 20. I still don't have them winning the championship, but I do think that this is a good sign for Christopher Bell and the 20. Good runs from Buescher, McDowell, Ryan Preece, and Suarez. Pretty interesting here. Chase Elliott in 8th. He already locked himself in due to the Kansas win. There really isn't much to say about the 9 car. Allmendinger in 9th. I heard he crossed the finish line backwards, so that's pretty funny. Reddick in 10th. Kind of the story of Tyler Reddick's season in all honesty. He'll qualify good, or he'll have good runs at the beginning of the race, but when push comes to shove at the end, that 45 team cannot get the job done. We've seen it whether it was at Darlington or whether it was at other tracks this year, where this 45 team, they just don't have that clutch gene. They don't have that ability to really push forward when they need to. And that's why not only are they winless this year so far, but they're eliminated in the round of 12. And I had Tyler Reddick in the 45 bounced in the round of 12 for this reason. They're inconsistent and they just prove that they can't get the job done when it matters. Getting the fastest lap in the race is nice and all, but I need to see more. Here we go again. We go to Vegas and a certain someone squeaks by. Ken Dog. It's 2025. It's an odd number year, so our chances are pretty high Logano gets eliminated this round. William Byron in 11th. You know, Byron right now is starting to turn into what Bell was for much of the year. A driver who we have high expectations for. A driver who I actually had making the Final Four this year. But a driver who, ever since he won Iowa, has just not delivered. He has been very inconsistent. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can go to William Byron. I'm going to go to the drivers. I'm going to see if we can find William Byron's stats as of late. Because I want to show you exactly what I mean. I'm worried about this 24 team right now. Okay, so we already know we finished 11th, but look at these results. 9th, 3rd. I mean, they're solid, but look, 4th, 12th, 19th, 21st, 11th, 12th, 3rd, 9th. He's had back-to-back top 10s, which is nice, but I mean, 12th isn't going to get it done in the round of 8. 11th isn't going to get done in the round of 8. 21st is definitely, these results here aren't going to get it done. Now, I'll give Byron credit. Only one finish outside the top 20 in the playoffs. That coming the first race of the season at Darlington. I'll give him credit for that. But let me ask you guys this. Has there been any point throughout these playoffs where you thought William Byron in the 24 could win? There hasn't been, at least for me. Like, I can't remember a time in the playoffs where I thought that 24 was the class of the field or part of the class of the field. There have been times when Larson, I could say, it's been that. Obviously, Bell won in the playoffs, so there's times I could say he's done it. Even Chase Elliott, he's won in the playoffs already. So, Blaney, Briscoe, even Bubba to an extent. These drivers have shown that they can perform in these times. And what do I mean by perform? When I talk about performing in the playoffs, I'm not talking about running 10th or running even 5th. I'm talking about the ability to contend for wins, to lead laps, and to be in the mix when it matters at the end. Byron hasn't done that. Again, Chase has done that. Larson has done that. Hamlin has done that. Even Bubba and Briscoe have done that. Byron hasn't. He's turning into what I've said Bell has been missing for much of the year. And that is, I don't know when this 24 can win again. Remember, during the summer, this 24 was leading laps. They looked dominant. They looked good. They were the points leader. They're the regular season champion. They haven't looked like that ever since these playoffs started. So, I have Byron making the Final Four. The way he's been running, he'll be lucky to make it there. But this is concerning for the 24. I mean, he's in. He's been kind of just getting in by the skin of his teeth. He's going to have to perform a little more once we end into this round of 8. Ryan Blaney. Not much to talk about for Blaney as well because, again, he locked himself in due to his win at Loudon, so not much to discuss with the 12. Briscoe in 14th. What a difference in rounds between the round of 16 and the round of 12. Obviously, Briscoe won the playoff opener at Darlington, so he really had nothing to worry about when we went to the next two tracks, Gateway and Bristol, but Gateway, he led laps. Bristol, he led laps. He could have easily swept the first round, and then we go to the round of 12, and Loudon, he's okay. Kansas, not bad. And then the Roval, kind of nothing. I mean, guys, Briscoe was on the brink of possibly being eliminated from the playoffs going into the Roval. There were multiple times throughout the race where Briscoe, I mean, he was on the outside looking in. Now, of course, that's due to strategy and pitting and all that stuff, but there were multiple times throughout this race where there was a possibility the 19 car didn't advance. So, round of 16, we've seen that this 19 car can compete with the best. This round of 12 is a little concerning for Briscoe. It shows a little bit of inconsistency to where now I need to ask, what kind of Briscoe are we going to get in the round of 8? Are we going to get the round of 16 Briscoe where he's running up front, leading laps, competing for wins? Or he's in the round of 12 Briscoe where he's running top 10 and he's on the frisk of actually getting eliminated? I guess we'll find out when we go to Vegas next week. Bubba in 15th. Man, what a difference a week makes. Can you just imagine? Had Bubba Wallace had just held on for half a corner, really a quarter of a lap, a 15th place finish wouldn't have mattered for him. He would have advanced to the round of 12. or to the round of 8, excuse me. And now he's eliminated. All because of Kansas. Obviously, Loudon, strategy didn't work out. He was really nowhere. Kansas had the speed. His boss, Denny, did not have power steering. Bubba should have won that race. But whether he wasn't worried about Denny or he was too busy beating and banging with Bell, if he had just kept his cool a little bit more at Kansas, that 23 would have made it. I had the 23 making the round of 8 because I thought the speed was good. I thought the consistency was going to be good. And I was almost right last week. But, I mean, it's that simple. This round is going to be a big what if for Bubba Wallace. What if he had not doored Christopher Bell all those times and maybe made the restarts a little bit easier? What if he didn't get into it with Denny Hamlin at the end and allowed Chase Elliott to sneak in and win the race? What if he didn't have those problems at Loudon? Maybe the 23 would be in his first round of 8. But now, 2 playoff appearances for Bubba, 2 round of 12 eliminations. I will say this. Bubba has definitely impressed me this year. He is a round of 8 driver in my opinion. Just things didn't go his way. This should be taken up as a learning opportunity for the 23, which I think they have a very good foundation to build off for the future. Assuming 2311 is still around because, lawsuit. But where am I going at with all this? Obviously got the win in Indy. Has honestly easily been the best driver for 2311 this year. He's had the most consistent speed. He's running up front more than Reddick, leading more laps. And I don't even need to mention Riley Herbst. So it's a good building block for the 23. Next year, that 23 could be very dangerous if they can hit the ground running and they can be consistent from race 1 to race 26. They'll be a dark horse to make the round of 8 and maybe, just maybe, the championship 4 next year. Assuming we have a championship 4 next year because, the playoff format, if we even have a playoff format, please go back to the regular 36 races. If we have that, he will be a threat. Raging Knuckles 23 got a great crew chief. Exactly. I hate this truck and I hate this weekend. What did the truck do? I mean, we'll get to the truck race later on, but what did the trucks do? All that happened was Heim won his 10th race of the season. How many races had Denny won this year? I'm assuming you're talking about Javier, who says Denny shouldn't be in the round of 8. Logano needs to be disqualified. Javier, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I think Logano's actually the next playoff driver. Yeah. I thought you meant track, but I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you and NR. Logano. I said it last week that I thought that the drivers on the top 8 were going to stay the same because, I'll be honest, I did not see Ross Chastain having the speed that he did going into this weekend. I thought that maybe him and Logano would be around the same in terms of speed and pace, and because they're going to be somewhere the same, that 13-point cushion is going to stay, the same. But then Chastain had a lot of speed. Logano really didn't. He was like a 15th to 20th place car. Obviously, he finished 20th. Chastain was a top 10 car, but he didn't finish top 10. He finished 21st, which we'll get to you. We'll get to you, Ross, in a second. But the thing is, with Ross, that one team kept shooting themselves in the foot. And really, Ross kept shooting himself in the foot. I mean, think about it. Missed it on pit road during a caution period. It wasn't green flag pit stops. You're going to have a restart. It's a caution. Everyone has settled down. And Ross still overcooked pit road exit. And he went from, 15th to 30th. Lost 15 spots. Great position to have just a stress-free day. Or as stress-free for days you could get without winning. And he blew that. Strike 1. Then he works his way back up. He recovers all of his points. He has about a 7 to 8 point cushion over Logano. He has speed. Logano doesn't. Good. Final pit stops come in. He speeds on pit road. Strike 2. You can't do that. I'm sorry. I have no sympathy for... I'm going to mix Logano with Chastain because they've been pretty much together throughout the entire run. I don't have... I'm sorry. Ross Chastain choked this race. And you might think, okay, tires. Saving tires here, saving tires there. You had guys coming down on you who had much better tires than you. The tire wear was very heavy here in the Roval today. Chastain, for someone who is the second best defender this year, in terms of like NASCAR metrics, I thought Chastain or maybe his team did. This is strike 3. I really think the one car did a terrible job when it came to defending. I know the tire offset. Some guys had like 7 or 8 lap fresher tires, and maybe there really was nothing Chastain could do. But at least from the TV, maybe you guys saw the one in-car camera, or maybe you guys just saw something else I didn't. But at least from what I saw, it really looked like Ross just let them go. And they're like, oh, you have a 5, you have a 4-point cushion, that's fine. It doesn't matter. We know, I mean, just look at the race. Look at the final lap when Chastain took out Denny. That's 5-6 spots already passing you in less than what? On the front straightaway, just like a couple yards from the start-finish line at the end? Had Chastain had done a better job at defending, I guarantee you, if Chastain had done a better job at defending his positions, most of the guys behind him probably would have just been like, you know what? I don't want to get my car wrecked. I want to come home in one piece. This guy has more to lose than I do. If he's going to defend like his life is on the line, I'm not going to push it for 18th place, knowing that he will. But he didn't do that. He was, I'll let you go. I'll let you go. I'll let a few spots go. And his 8-point cushion turns into 4 and 3. And he's got 4 cars behind him. And now, when Chastain had an opportunity to actually defend when he should have, he didn't do that. And then now he really had to defend with just a few laps to go. And what happened? Overcooked the corner. Overcooked the corner in coming out of the infield road course. Allows Denny to get by, and then tries to send Denny in the final chicane, and then he ends up going backwards, and then Logano ends up finishing ahead of him anyway. So, Chastain, I think Raging Knuckles said it best. Yeah, it was his race to lose, overcooked, just a terrible executed race from Ross Chastain. I can't really put on the pit crew, because every mistake I've seen was a driver error. Speeding on pit road, overcooking the exit of pit road under caution, not defending well, which maybe I could put that on the team if his spotter and his crew chief are saying you can let 1 or 2 go. And then, just overshooting the exit of the infield road course on the final lap, allowing Denny to get by. I had Ross Chastain eliminated in the round of 12, so I got that correct, but this is just a terrible execution on the driver's side for Ross Chastain today, when he easily should have made it to the round of 8 on speed. But terrible execution, and that's why he's eliminated. Denny Hamlin, he's eliminated. Well, no, he's not eliminated. He makes it as well, 23rd place finish. It's Denny at a road course. I mean, he had a good run at Kansas. Obviously, good run at Loudon, So it was just maintaining at a road course. Really not much to say for Denny, and he moves on. I had Denny making the final 4. We'll see if he could do that for the first time in the next gen era. And then I believe next up is Austin Cindric. Man, what a race from hell for Austin Cindric. I mean, what went right for the 2? He gets abused left and right. Hocevar gets into him. I think someone else got into him. He has to go to the back. He finishes dead last. Didn't even really qualify well. Qualified 19th. Didn't even make it 100 laps. Just a terrible run for the 2 team. Now, I'll give Austin credit for making it to the round of 12. I had him eliminated in the round of 16 because I thought that 2 car was basically sitting duck. He wasn't. He actually made it to the round of 12, which, hey, every playoff appearance Cindric has had, he has always made it out of the round of 16. That's like the Pittsburgh Steelers having a winning season every single year. At some point, I need more. I need more out of Austin Cindric in the 2. I need more than just making it to the round of 12. I need a round of 8. I need contention for the final 4 if I'm going to take you seriously. Why am I going to take you seriously for making out of the round of 16? We just got to hope that 4 other guys behind you just run into problems. I mean, think about it. Bowman ran into problems all the round of 16. Barry, do I need to say any more? SVG, it was an all oval round of 16. And then who was the fourth guy eliminated? Austin Dillon. So Austin Cindric, in all reality, should have made it to the round of 12. But once you make it to the round of 12, you're a non-factor. No one has any faith that you're going to make it to the round of 8, and you prove them right. I'm sorry. You made it to the round of 12 every time you made the playoffs. Congratulations. That doesn't matter to me. I want you, even if you get eliminated, I just want to see the two compete for a round of 8 spot. I want to see him where Logano was at. I want to see him where Reddick was at. I want to see him where Chastain was at. In the mix. Ever since Austin Cindric has gone to the Cup Series, he has never been in the mix to make it to the round of 8. He has made it to the round of 12. Yes, in theory, he's always going to be in the mix because you can win a race and all that nonsense. But he has never been in the mix to make it to the round of 8. And, matter of fact, let's see his results during... Let's take a look at the results. I mean, look at it. Minus 48 coming in. Look at these results. 12th, 19th, 30th. He just did enough to make it to the round of 12. 17th, 30th, 37th. Do you see where I'm getting at here, guys? Like, he's qualifying well, but he's not finishing well. And then the round of 12, he was just atrocious, qualifying and performance. So, great. You made it to the round of 12. I need more than that. Will Cindric be in the 2-car next year? I imagine, because who else does Ford have to put in the 2-car? At least Cindric can get a win here or there. At least he can lock himself into the playoffs. And again, he can make it to the round of 12. But if Cindric makes it to the playoffs next year, which I don't even know if I'll predict that, when we get to next year, that's a couple months away from now. I need to see that 2-car in contention to make it to the round of 8. I'm not satisfied with round of 12 appearances anymore. But that's just the truth. We don't talk about Xfinity. I hate NASCAR for what they did to my boy Taylor. I hate this format. I do, Joshua, I do too. I do too. And good to know NR agrees with us as well. I blame NASCAR for having this format. Well, yeah, they made it. TV networks didn't make it. NASCAR made it. And we're going a little bit off of a tangent before we go into the race weekend rankings, but, hopefully now this shows NASCAR. Actually, I'm going to bring it to the single host real quick because I'm going to look and see if the updated... There we go. There's the music. Welcome back, music. I want to see if the points are now reset for the round of 8. But, yeah, I mean, I hope that we go to a full season format. I hope that we do. I can't stand the playoffs. But again, what was I going to say is that... What I was saying is that I really do think that NASCAR's finally learned their lesson. If my eyes are all over the place, it's because I'm trying to find the updated points. But I really do hope that NASCAR looks like they are finally starting to learn their lesson with this format. The fact that you can't just go full-blown entertainment because no one respects you. I mean, think about it. Yes, it's entertaining. Chastain wouldn't have done what he did if it wasn't for these playoffs, but the problem is, it makes, again, if we are going to promote this as professional stock car racing, the greatest stock car racer in the world, and then they make moves like they're at your local K1 Speed, that's not a good look. Like, for the longest time, NASCAR has had the mindset of any publicity is good publicity. That isn't the case. Because if you have a bunch of bad publicity, all that good publicity you generated is eventually going to go away. And you've seen that. TV ratings for the playoffs have plummeted. And I'm not talking about because of the NFL. The NFL is, we're not talking about pre and post NFL. We are talking year to year, where the NFL always is. And ratings are still dropping by the hundreds of thousands. So anyone who wants to try to use the NFL as an excuse for, oh, this is why it's the NFL, that's why. They fail to understand just the simple concept of year to year, not pre and post. We all know the NFL is a juggernaut. But as a sport, and by the way, people were saying that the NASCAR should just end the season before the NFL. I'm sorry, they're cowards. Rather than hide from the NFL, The industry should do everything in its power to deliver a product that is worthy of competing with the NFL. The next gen car, this playoff format, can't do that. It has proven that for over a decade now. So, I'm happy the industry's finally going with the new format. From what it sounds like, you know, I don't have inside sources. I'm just going off what I've heard from, you know, different stories and social media, everything. It sounds like it's either going to come down to a full season format or 3-3-4. Honestly, if we get rid of winning you're in, and in that 4 race round, everyone keeps their playoff points, I'm fine with the 3-3-4. I'm like, you know what? Get rid of winning you're in. The playoff points transferred through every round. I'm fine with the 3-3-4. Although I would prefer full season format first and foremost. But yeah, like, you need, like, we shouldn't be going away from the NFL in the sense, like, we shouldn't be cowarding away from the NFL. No other sports league does that. Hockey starts in prime NFL season. Everyone loves hockey. I know. I'm a casual fan, but thankfully I live 30 minutes away from the Panthers Stadium. Not the Carolina Panthers. Sorry, Will. The Heat. Literally, they start in the middle, or not the Heat, I'm a Heat fan, but the NBA literally starts in the middle of the NFL season. By the way, I think the NBA is a much worse run league than NASCAR. You know, because NASCAR, at least they do a lot of things right. I fail to see what the NBA does right more times than not these days. By the way, before I continue, does anyone know if the updated round of 8 standings are up yet? I'm trying to look, but I can't find it. And yes, I agree. I want a big win with the full season, not a small win with the 3-3-4. Yeah, I agree. I would prefer full season format just because the reason I want a full season format, also just from not even talking about fairness or parity or anything like that, just from the fact of make it simple. Racing is a complicated sport to get into. We can all agree on that. Different tracks, different cars, different surfaces, different teams, different manufacturers, different this, different that. There is so much information to consume when it comes to racing. So we as a sport, we as racing fans, as a sport, you name it, should do everything in our power to make racing as simple to consume as possible. A full season format does just that. No playoffs, 36 races, whoever's the most points at the end of the season wins the championship. Disperse the points however you like. I have my own format. I might talk about that later on, maybe in a later stream when I do a no cautions given stream in a few weeks. I might do one for Las Vegas. But make it simple. It literally doesn't get much simpler than whoever has the most points at the end of the season wins the championship. That is way more simple. That is way more simple than, oh, you win a race to make the playoffs, or you have to win the regular season championship, or be top 16, but not really top 16. Playoff points, stage points, this round, that round, win a race, win a year. Like, you see, there's too much. It's too complicated. Like, again, I have friends who are casuals. I always refer back to them. And even they say so. They understand the format now, but when they first got in, they're like, what the hell is this? A full season format for anything else is simple. And nowadays, when attention spans are small, when people just want something to consume that's quick and easy and simple, a full season format is just that. Simple. That's what we should be striving for. Full season format doesn't cut off your headlines as well. Everything changes when you reset points. Exactly. All right, I'm going to give it one more try, and then we'll, if I still can't find it, if they still not updated, we'll just go on to race weekend rankings. They are not updated on the NASCAR website. I will take a look one more time here at Twitter. Does anyone know if the Raging? Do you know if the updated points are up? If the points are updated for the round of 8? Let's take a look here at Jeff Gluck. Hopefully he has something. He just has it for who's in. Missed the cut for the round round 3. It's Chastain -4, Reddick -12, Wallace -24, and Cindric -67. He has nothing there. Maybe Bob Pockrass has it. That's the annoying thing about doing streams during elimination races, that you want to get as much update as you can, and unfortunately, it's kind of a struggle. Yeah, not even Bob Pockrass has that. I'll give Jordan Bianchi. Let's try Bianchi. Okay, so Twitter just doesn't want me to look up Jordan Bianchi. That's real. Nothing. What the? Why is there nothing here? Why are there no updates for the playoff, for the Cutline yet? Here we go. All right. This is the best one I could find. This is courtesy of, here, I'll show you guys. This is courtesy of Jordan Farrell at Farrellin FRFM 983. So this is the best I could find. Jordan, you are the man. If you're watching this, appreciate you. Everyone go follow Jordan. So, dang, these are close. Hold on now. So Hamlin is the point leader. He's the 1 seed. He is only +8. Blaney +6. Larson and Byron tied at 4. Bell -4. And then look at the fall off here. Briscoe and Elliott -14 and Logano -24. I don't think I've seen a cut line this close for the round of 8 in quite some time. You know, typically the 1 seed is a good 15, even sometimes 20 points ahead. 8? I mean, besides Logano would, you know, he's in a big deficit early on, but, and, you know, even Elliott and Briscoe, you know, they're kind of wishy-washy, but sheesh, any one of these guys can make it. Like, Hamlin could get eliminated, Blaney could get eliminated, Larson, Byron. I don't think there's a favorite to make it. Now, as for my Final Four, right now it is still alive and well in the sense of who I had predicted to make it. I had Hamlin, Blaney, Byron, and Elliott making it, which the fact that Byron is still above the cut line just shows you how good his regular season was, because his playoff run has been atrocious. But Elliott's got some work to do. Logano definitely has some work to do. Briscoe -14. Yikes. Let me ask y'all something, and let me know in the comments. If you had to pick one guy who is above the cut line to miss, and one guy who's below the cut line to make it, who would you pick? I'll tell you my answer. I mean, based on how I've been talking throughout this stream, you should already know who I would have missing out. It would be Byron. Larson, I think, is finally having his speed again. Blaney is Blaney. Hamlin is Hamlin. I think these three would be fine. Byron, again, he has been nowhere. So if I were to say any one of these guys were to be eliminated, it would be Byron. As for any of these guys, I would say Bell. I mean, Bell, he has shown up. He has had speed recently again. So I would honestly flip 4 and 5. If I had to, I would flip the 24 and the 20. The 19, I don't know if he's ready to make a Final Four run. The 9, do we see the race-winning speed again? And then Logano, I think he's too far back. His only shot is Talladega. Hamlin, Logano, I've been fooled too many times. You know what? That's real. That's real. Because I would not have Logano making it last year, but then, of course, you know, DQ, fuel. I don't even want to think about 2024 anymore. But let's move on to the race weekend rankings so we can get on out of here. Because obviously we got some stuff we got to do. I got homework I have to do. I'll make this one quick. I'll go with, I believe the Echo one was, hold on. Because I forgot which one was for Xfinity and which one was for Cup. I'm having a little bit of a brain fart right now. I just need to see what the names are. I need to see what the names are. I forgot which one's Xfinity, which one. I forgot which one is the name for Xfinity and trucks. Okay, Blue Cross is Xfinity. Gotcha. Perfect. So I will go. Did I give this the wrong for Xfinity? Okay, no, I didn't. I'm losing my mind. Bear with me. I'll go with the truck race at number 3. I mean, for what I saw, I mean, you guys know me. I love historic moments in racing. So Heim getting his 10th win Cindric getting his 10th win. All of those are going to give, you know, extra bonus points for me. But overall, not a lot really happened in this race. Again, Heim got the win, but from what I could tell, there's not much I remember. As opposed to, you know what? NR, you're right. I'm going to flip these two. Because you're right, how they handled the Taylor Gray situation in Xfinity, I mean, that was just uncalled for by NASCAR. It looked like Gray was going to make it, and then the restarts, and then this, and then that, and blah, 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 blah. It's just, you know, I always say that, again, a historic moment. Cindric getting his 10th win. As a rookie, by the way, rookie getting a 10th win is unheard of. But still, how they handled the Taylor Gray situation, all the nonsense that happened kind of just brought it down a little bit, in my opinion. And then, of course, the truck race also had a bunch of shenanigans, especially on the first lap when everyone just wanted to kamikaze each other. So, historic moments for these two. These two are kind of neck and neck in both a historic moment in terms of drivers getting their 10th win of the season, but also just not good looks in terms of just the etiquette of the field. Which means the Cup race easily comes in at number 1. A phenomenal race. Tire wear was a factor. Battles for the lead. Even though SVG won by a gazillion seconds again, he and Larson went at it. Of course, the Chastain and Logano bubble battle was entertaining. The different strategies. Bell was in the mix as well. Great racing throughout. How can I not put the Roval Cup race at number 1? But I think we can all agree that this order is fairly accurate. I mean, maybe if you want to switch up the truck and Xfinity race, that's fine. But race weekend rankings, where do they rank throughout the entire season? This very big list. I'll put the Xfinity race like in the bottom half of C tier. I'll put the truck race probably, I'll put it somewhere in B tier. I thought it was a solid B tier race. And then the Cup race, I don't think it was S tier, but I do think it was definitely A tier. I'm going to actually put it, you know, we're going to do a few movements here. I'm going to put the Roval race up here, and I'm going to move the Coke 600 up to the top of A tier. And the reason I'm doing that, as everyone knows, my rule is pretty simple. My list, I can do whatever I want. So if I want to move some things around, I'm going to move them around. And the reason is because, you know, the more I think about the Coke 600 and just those phenomenal moments, Chastain running down Byron, obviously, Hocevar going 3 wide, you know, while blowing an engine. The 600 had a lot of very, very good moments, and you could probably even talk me into the future to putting it in S tier. The reason I don't have it in S tier is because there were still a few lull moments. Like, you know, Byron still dominated. No one really caught him until at the end with Chastain, but everything else up until that point was still very, very good. Case in point with the Roval. I think it is the second best road course race of the season for the Cup Series. And frankly, I think the Cup Series had a pretty good year, all things considered, for road courses. I know the next gen isn't really a great road course car, but think about it. Look what I have up here. Coda, up in the S tier. Roval, A tier. Even the Mexico race, A tier. Chicago, A tier. I think I have Watkins Glen and Sonoma down at the bottom, but that's because Sonoma just isn't a good road course track for NASCAR nowadays, and Watkins Glen was just, it was eh. And where did I have the Sonoma? Yeah, Watkins Glen was pretty bad. But I didn't think it was like bad to the point where it was insulting. That's when we get to the D and F tier. But yeah, it was a pretty bad race. But either way, I don't know where Sonoma is. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, we had, all things considered, we had a pretty good year, I think, in terms of road courses. Coda was good. Roval was good. Mexico was good. Chicago was good. Watkins Glen, not good. Sonoma was okay. I think it's probably somewhere in the C tier, which would make sense why I don't remember it, because it is in the C tier. But yeah, I think overall, a good year for NASCAR. Actually, probably close to a great year for NASCAR road courses. Considering the issues with the car and the lack of tire wear and the grip and all that, I think the NASCAR should be very happy with this year's road course production. Very good for NASCAR. But that's it for me. I got nothing else to say. Unless y'all have something to say. Watkins' glove is really bad. I agree. And finger the sender. I have a joke. I probably shouldn't say it because I'll probably get in trouble in tomorrow's meeting. But I'm not gonna say it. But if anyone has a PG-13, let's just say, or a PG-13 or harder mentality like I do sometimes, you're probably thinking about what I was gonna say. But I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get yelled at. But any surprises to make it to Phoenix? I talked about it earlier. The only surprise I can maybe see is Elliott. I had Elliott making the Final Four in my initial predictions. And the reason is because I think Elliott, at the time, I thought Elliott's consistency was really going to transfer through. Although he's been very inconsistent throughout the playoffs. But I think these are a good set of tracks for Chase. Vegas, he'll probably run 10th. But Talladega, he should be up front. Martinsville, he should definitely be up front. So I think if anyone on the bottom is going to make it, I mean, I think I said Bell is going to make it in terms of the guys on the bottom. He'll probably overtake Byron. But I can see Chase Elliott making it. As a matter of fact, I talked about it earlier. I talked about it earlier where really any one of these guys can make it. Hamlin, Blaney, there's really no one here who I think is just, yeah, there's no way they're going to make it. But, yeah, I mean, besides maybe Logano, because he's so far back, but you just have to hope that he wins. But, I mean, considering we have Talladega in this round, I can see Logano winning Talladega, making it to his first back-to-back Final Fours in his career. But any surprises to make in the Phoenix? If I had to go with a surprise, I would say Chase Elliott. But that's just me. What do you guys think? That's going to do for this stream, guys. Before you guys go, please like the stream, subscribe to the Daily Downforce YouTube channel. That helps me out a ton. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys are awesome. You know, love having the chats with you guys. Before we go, I'm starting to remember this more. I got to bring up the poll. Unfortunately, I did not get to do a poll for Truck and Xfinity this time. However, was able to do it for the Roval race, and I'll show it to you guys right now. Was the Cup race at the Roval above or below the cut line? 11 votes are in. 55% say above, including myself. 4% say on, and 1 says below. Joshua, why? I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, if you guys want to vote on these polls, the above or below the cut line polls, join the Daily Downforce Discord. They are posted pretty much all the time. Sometimes they're not, but thankfully if they're not posted, you got guys in the Discord chat that are awesome, like Raging Knuckles or even Joshua8824. You know, you got awesome guys like them who they'll do it for me as well. Raging, it's all love, man. I love y'all. I love you. I love Joshua. Y'all are awesome. You know, hey, Raging, you know I like to bust everyone's balls in the chat, right? I'll bust, you know, Boston's balls. I'll bust your balls. I'll bust Logano fans' balls. I'll bust the Logano haters' balls. Oh, this is good. This is an interesting way to end the stream. But yeah, if you guys want to vote on this poll, go to the Daily Downforce Discord. They are posted after every single race in the race reaction poll, in the race reaction channel. You can find it right there. And you too can vote on the above or below the cut line poll for every race. But now, that is finally going to do it for me here, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, we got Las Vegas next week. So, who will be rolling the dice to try to make it into the Championship 4? We'll find out next week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you then.